Hey guys, what's up? It's Backstage with Geoffrey Morrissey. I'm your host, Geoffrey Morrissey, and to make a really long story very, very short, when I recorded this great interview with Modern Baseball, my recorder failed. I thankfully had a backup on my phone. We do miss out on some of the audio quality that my recorder usually gives, and we also miss out on the first question that I ask the band. But we are coming in right now where I just asked my second question, which is, what makes the Philadelphia music scene so special? So that should pretty much get you up to speed. Thank you guys so much for listening, and now on my interview with Jake and Sean from Modern Baseball before their show at the House of Blues on July 10th in Boston. Why are all the great rock acts coming from
I saw a body get taken out of the school.
There's some weird things in the water.
Yeah.
Might not be the best, I don't know, but
I don't know. I think it's just a really cool community. I think we're here at the right place, the right time. The DIY scene's really strong. There's a lot of house shows. The districts, they were in high school. I would book them on house shows all the time. They come to Philly every weekend, and now they're enormous. It's funny
crazy
to see.
Yeah, they played right across the street from Michael Jordan a couple times.
Yeah.
That was wild. And then they were on national television.
Yeah, late night with Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
I felt like for whatever reason, felt a sense of pride, which
Yeah,
was completely
totally.
Something that I shouldn't be feeling when someone else is doing something.
It's it was so cool because we all kind of felt that way too, seeing our friends post on Facebook, that's Robbie on TV. So, it's neat.
And then, speaking of people who had very, so I don't want to say fast, but sort of in the public eye, very fast rises to fame, you guys had, I'm sorry, your sophomore album debut at number 15 on the alternative charts for Billboard. Did you guys feel a lot of pressure when you were trying to write the follow-up to Sports?
Oh, no. I mean, not like a ridiculous amount of pressure. The weirdest thing that was happening when me and Brennan were writing the song specifically was when we wrote the songs for Sports, it was really for our own enjoyment. And then when we wrote the songs for You're Gonna Miss It All, it was still for our own enjoyment, but in the back of our minds, it was people like the ones that you did before, so don't screw it up. So we definitely didn't, I don't think we let that affect us too much, but it was a little bit, the scariest part was probably after writing it, after feeling like we did a good job, actually putting it out into the public eye and then seeing what happens, because before, that wasn't even a part of it. It was just we're going to write these songs, and then we'll put it out, and who cares what happens? But then it was what if they like it? What if they don't? So, I don't know.
That's really cool. And then I do want to talk about the album title, You're Gonna Miss It All. Love the album. It is sort of a sadder album. I hate, as much as I hate it, it's sad.
Sorry.
So I always kind of found the title, You're Gonna Miss It All, a little bit ironic, when it's really sort of with sad and deep subject material. Why did you guys decide to name the album that?
It was 4th of July. And we were all on, wait, were you there?
I wasn't.
Sean was not there.
I heard the story earlier, though.
Yeah, cool. It's somewhere. What were you doing that 4th of July?
I think I was at the art museum.
Nice. Okay, so not far. We could, you were in our sight line. We were on our roof with a bunch of friends that was in the sight line of the art museum, where the fireworks were going off. It was about to be the grand finale, and I was, with my girlfriend at the time. And we were kind of laying on the roof together, and everybody else was laying on the roof together. But I had a cold that day, and I was also just really uncomfortable because we were on a weird roof, and I was so sniffly, and I was I'm just gonna go blow my nose. I really don't give a crap anymore. So I got up to go downstairs inside and get a tissue, and Brendan was like, "What are you doing?" Oh no, our friend Kelsey was like, "What are you doing? It's about to be the grand finale. You're gonna miss it all." And then for some reason, Brendan remembered that 3 months later. So, and that's how it happened.
See, you always have the friend that has the memory of just the most random shit, and it's always great.
Exactly.
Comes in handy sometimes.
Yeah.
So speaking of that album, You're Gonna Miss It All, you've been playing the album, for about a year and a half now, touring extensively. You toured with the Wonder Years. We saw you guys in Providence. Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
And then, so when do you get tired of the album, for lack of better words? Once you've been playing it for about, a year and a half, does it start to get a little bit monotonous?
I think it's still fun.
Yeah. I mean, we've been playing it for a year and a half. Imagine how much...
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it's really not that long. It's still exciting to us, and we kind of try to change up the show. And just even changing up the set list makes everything different.
Yeah.
And we've been slowly getting fancier guitar pedals and stuff.
Yeah.
To make it cool,
Nice.
We've been good about trying to make small changes to do things that are more exciting, adding now at the end of the weekend, instead of finishing the rest of the song, we play the last chorus of Santeria by Sublime. And then also just like factoring in songs to the set from the album that we just never got a chance to play before, so stuff like that.
Maybe a punk version of I Love McConaughey's Tuesday? Once
maybe.
Or twice? Maybe?
Who knows?
All right. I once recommended to a country trio that they try covering Outkast's Hey Ya, and they just had like this blank face. I'm like, no, you guys really should do it. And so this tour is really cool. I mean, Say Anything, they're one of the best. They're one of my favorite bands. I'm assuming that they were a big influence on you, just sort of listening to your songwriting process. So what is it like to tour with them now?
It's kind of unreal. It's like really strange because they're like the main reason that me and Brendan started writing songs. I know you like Say Anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of bizarre. They're like the reason we started this band. So and now we'll like hang out with them and they play songs that we know that we like, and I don't know. It's just weird. It's really weird. Can you describe it in better words?
Yeah. No. It's just surreal because. Yeah, it's definitely a band that we also kind of never, like, we've met a lot of people, just, like, people we've toured with, but also just random festivals and stuff. We never kind of came across them. So then to jump on tour with them, and they're all super cool guys, and, like, also just we love the music so much. It's really surreal.
Because a lot of times with this kind of thing, we would either, a certain band that we really looked up to would ask us to play, like the Wonder Years asked us to play a record release show with them. That was a one-time deal, and then we ended up going on tour together, and then we've done, like, one or two one-off shows with Taking Back Sunday, and so we kind of like got to dip our feet in before like getting in close quarters with people we really adored, but this was just welcome.
Well, no, and it's awesome because I can completely relate. I actually bumped into Max the last House of Blues show. Quite literally, I was like, and I felt so. I don't get speechless very often, because you can't tell I'm a talker. And I was like, oh, it's you, and I snapped an awkward selfie and then went on my way. And
there you go.
Played a killer set.
That's awesome.
So again, along the lines of the Say Anything influences, the cultural references in your song are great, and sort of the humor. One of my favorites comes. What do you call someone who calls you out on a DIY ethics plan you don't embody as he drains his daddy and mommy's monthly data plan, an asshole with an iPhone? I chuckle listening to your songs. Now, was that always something that you wanted to do, incorporate the humor and the cultural references, or did it just kind of happen?
I don't know. I think a big part of it was when me and Brendan like first started writing songs together, it was the farthest thing from serious. And it was really only the two of us passing songs back and forth. And because of that, because it was so private and so not serious, Brendan would always do this thing where he would put little talking bits of commentary between lines, kind of like the thing that's in Tears Over Beers, when it's like, what is you? And we would do that with each other, and also just put silly lines about inside jokes that we had that would make each other laugh. And unfortunately, or not unfortunately, it has stuck with us until now, so. But also, you know, when you're listening to a band, like a whole album front to back, it's nice to, you know, laugh every once in a while, not just like cry the whole time. So
that is very true. Very, very true. And then so if you could steal a song from one band, you know, and claim it as your own, you can each have different answers. Although, funny thing I find is most bands have the same answer. What would it be? Like
a song that we would like say is our song.
Yeah, that's your song, yeah. Like if you could take...
It would probably be a song by the Killers. And it would either be Mr. Brightside or When You Were Young.
For me, it would probably be Born to Run. So I think I'd be curious to see if that song would be popular. If it was, that was the only thing I ever forgot.
That's the other thing I think about. It's like, you could write Born to Run and nobody could hear it.
Yeah.
The world would be a terrible place.
Thanks to Coldplay, we've heard the songs that some bands wrote and never thought that we would hear.
Oh, man.
So, Say Anything in the Wonder Years, sort of the elder statesman of this scene. What have you learned by touring with them?
Michael Kennedy from the Wonder Years has taught me about Tiger Balm. It's an ointment.
That was from him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I use on my muscles.
Nice.
Changed everything a lot for me.
Changed Sean's whole life. It's changed a lot for us, too, because it's a very aromatic. So when Sean puts it on, we can all smell it, and it's like a whole experience. Like, and then
we learned everything. The Wonder Years took us under their wings and just taught us absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Total Big Brothers.
Just literally like the first day, they were just like, they said to us plainly, like, yeah, you're gonna have questions for us. Don't be afraid to ask. You know, just about touring on a bigger level. And just, you know,
it was kind of neat because they when we went out with them, they were at a point where they had done a lot of support tours for bigger bands who they looked up to, And then I think in taking us out, they definitely saw it as an opportunity for them to take out like a really young band and actually kind of, you know, take us under their wing and teach us, not teach sounds funny, but, you know, like not be like, hey, welcome to like Big Bad World, but actually share experiences with us and help us grow as a band. So that was really cool, just like total big brothers. Yeah, how to live on the road, how to like live in different places with your bandmates, how to like have a girlfriend when you're gone a lot of the time, how to not throw your life away. Bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, all the important stuff, really.
Yeah.
And then, so this is sort of a completely off topic. Fingers crossed we're going to have an interview with Soupy on Tuesday when they stop by for Warped. Is there anything that I can just throw in there and be like, how did you know that? Like an inside joke or something I can slip in?
There's got to be something.
Just if you want to have a proper interview, just ask him about football or wrestling.
Oh yeah, he'll go off. You won't have to think of any questions.
And with Brady here, it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has an opinion on it.
Yeah. I don't know. He friggin' loves football.
Yes, and you should ask him about the Premier.
Cardinals.
The Premier, right? That's his old band.
Oh, I don't know.
Premier, I think.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I can't validate. Or ask him about the 60s. How do you feel about the 60s?
Yeah, ask him about the band in the 60s.
The 60s, okay.
The 60s is a band. Ask him about them.
All right, I definitely will. And then, so this will be my last question. So this segment is dedicated to new music. What bands have your ear right now?
Right now, I've been listening to. I really like the new Anthony Ranieri record. I still haven't stopped listening to like some Mystery Band's last record, Pop. I think those are my big plays right now. I like the new Nate Russ. Roos, yeah. That's a really good record.
There's this new band in Philly called Dogs on Acid.
Okay.
That has a really cool album coming out. I also really like. I just started listening to that band Bully, and that was really good. And Hop Along, and a bunch of David Bazan, but he's old, so it doesn't really count. But Hop Along, Dogs on Acid, Bully.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys so much and break a leg tonight.
Thanks for having us.